Okay, we are live. I'm going to prop this here so it's a little higher than normal, but as you can see, I am on my couch with a blanket and cozy clothes because we are doing our body scan meditation tonight. So I'll give folks a little bit of time to jump on, but before we begin, hi Brad. We come together each week on Wednesday at 5:30 as a part of this open mind community to offer some guided practices to help folks, whether it's with stress, anxiety, whether you're a seasoned practitioner or meditator. This is just an opportunity for us to connect, and it's called Into the Woods, and I am Heidi Woods, and I'm here to guide you through this practice tonight. So we will give people just a few minutes to hop on, but if you haven't yet, find yourself in a comfortable posture. Again, I have a pillow behind my back, a blanket over my legs. This is typically done lying down, so you can even use this practice later on tonight if you would prefer to do it then. I'll still offer it up now, and you can do it while you're seated, but it's really nice when you can be just completely at ease, right? So you don't even have to work to be sitting upright. You can be lying down. It's one of my favorite practices. It's one that I love to introduce to kids as well. I did that today actually at the Innovation School where I teach kids yoga once a month to the two different groups there. And the kids just love it. And obviously we use a little guided visualization with it so they can imagine that they're laying on a beach and they hear the waves coming in and going out, and that can be their breath. But it's just a really nice way to get out of your head, get back into your body. And sometimes we don't even realize that we're holding tension in certain areas. And so it's just a really nice opportunity to kind of relax and soften into that. And I think we could all use a little relaxation right now. So why don't we go ahead and begin? And as people hop on, that's great. Maybe say hello. And if you are listening to this at a later time, feel free to, just lay down, get a cozy blanket, and maybe even use it as you drift off to sleep. So we're going to go ahead just by making yourself comfortable. So again, whether you are seated in a chair or lying down, allow your back to be straight, but not, we don't have to have perfect posture, right? I'm sinking back into my couch, supported by a pillow, and just letting my back relax. So go ahead and just relax your seat. And then if you want, you can either sit cross-legged like I am, you can anchor your feet on the ground, or if you're lying down on the couch, feel free to put your feet up. You can also do legs up the wall, which is one of my favorite poses. You actually bring your seat up against a wall, bring your legs up, and then, you're just relaxed, laying on the floor or a yoga mat or a towel. So I'm just gonna double check here. Okay, yes, we are good. So go ahead and get comfortable. And then as we begin, go ahead and find a space for your hands that are comfortable. So whether it's at your sides, whether, it's maybe one hand over your heart, one hand over your belly, just wherever they kind of naturally fall, go ahead and relax. And then we're gonna start to focus on the breathing. If you'd like, you can close your eyes. It's how I prefer to do a body scan meditation because then I'm not distracted or focused on anything going on around me. I'm simply in the practice. So go ahead and just begin to attune to the breath, fully inhaling, nice deep breath in, big exhale out. Good, couple more of those, breathing in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. Good, let's do two more here. Last one. Good. So as we begin, let's slowly bring our attention down to our feet. And here what I'd like you to do is just begin to observe the sensations in the feet. If it helps, you can wiggle the toes and just kind of stretch them out, open them. And just notice maybe if they feel warm or cool, or if they're inside a pair of socks. Just bring some of the qualities to mind of what you're noticing. Good. And then you can even envision sending the next breath down to your feet. So inhaling all the way into your toes. Big exhale out. Good. And then when you're ready, allow your feet to dissolve into your mind's eye and move your attention up to your ankles, then to your calves, then to the knees and the thighs. And notice if you're holding here, it's a common area where we hold tension in the legs. So maybe just with the next inhale and exhale, see if you can release that a little bit. Any tension that you may be holding in those areas. And just begin to soften there. Slowly move your attention up to your mid-back and to your upper back. And then just become curious about the sensations. If you're like me, maybe you have a little more back pain. It's not that we are trying to make that magically go away with a body scan meditation or with the breath, but we can simply bring some kind attention to that and see if we can generate a little bit more ease just with the breath. So breathing into that space. And exhale, releasing, releasing, releasing. Good. And then as we work our way up, maybe bring some attention to the stomach area. Perhaps you notice the feeling of your clothing or the warmth. And as we bring our attention to that belly area, let's notice that rise and fall. So breathing in, big exhale out. Good. Stay with that rise and fall here just for a couple more breaths. Gently releasing any extra tension there. Softening the belly. Oftentimes, we have fitted clothing or, we feel like we have to suck in that area. Just let it go. Let it relax. You're in the comfort of your own home. Hopefully you're wearing cozies and, maybe it's bedtime if you're watching this later. Just let your whole body soften, whether it's into the seat of your couch or in your bed. Good. On the next breath, we'll work our way up towards the heart space and in the chest. If it helps, you can place a hand there. And we're going to breathe into the heart space. Big breath in. Big exhale out. And just observe how the chest rises and falls as you inhale and exhale, just like it did with the belly. So breathing in. And release. And as you're scanning the different areas, if you do feel any tension in those spaces, again, just try to bring some kind attention to that. And just know that with the body scan practice and this form of meditation, we're not trying, again, to magically make the pain disappear, but maybe relate to it in a new way. So, if you need to readjust at any time, please do. You don't have to be perfectly still. It doesn't have to be perfectly quiet in your home. Just kind of find a new posture, get comfortable with that, and we'll keep going. So now we'll bring our attention to the shoulder area. So upper shoulders and arms, relax into that space. Big inhale in through the nose. Good, relax and release. All the way down to the fingertips. And if it helps, if you're a visual person like me, just try to channel the breath into those areas. So right now I'm envisioning as I breathe in, I'm breathing into my arms. And then just with each exhale, imagine a little more release, welcoming a greater sense of ease to the body. Big exhale. Good. And then we're going to bring our attention to the neck and the lower kind of jaw area through here. If it's helpful and if you would like, you can take your hands or just the two fingers and find that little dip behind your ear. So you hear me talk about the vagus nerve a lot, and the vagus nerve runs from the back of the head all the way down through our chest to our gut. That's how the gut communicates with the brain. And we have neurons in our heart and in our gut. That's why it's often called the second brain. But even just pressure down through here, and you can even feel it. Kind of follow that down. That's where your vagus nerve runs down, and we can even activate that calm part, the parasympathetic nervous system, just by kind of pressing. This is one of the things that I teach to kids in high school prior to taking a test. Deep breaths and find those two fingers in the dip behind your ear and just follow that all the way down to about the collarbone here. So breathing in through that space, soften the jaw. If it helps, you can unclench the jaw, create some space between the top teeth and the bottom teeth. Nice, big, even, deep breaths. Good, and then we'll continue to move up through the face. And if it helps release any tension, take a couple of fingers and just rotate around the temples, even the upper part of the forehead. And part of this too is this progressive muscle relaxation. So sometimes when we tighten, hold that for a little bit and then release, we can actually feel the release versus saying, relax your forehead. So that's helpful too, and maybe that's something I'll do in the future is a progressive muscle relaxation. Those are always nice. But we'll continue moving up, and again, you can have the eyelids closed here, just soften them maybe for the final portion of the practice here. And let's just breathe easy. So as we scan the body again, all the way from the toes up the body, noticing any areas of tension, see if you can kind of soften into those. If you need to readjust your posture, feel free to do that. And not trying to change the breath at all here, just notice the rise and fall. The inhale, as we fill the lungs with oxygen. Nice big exhale, relax the shoulders down. And then lastly, if it's helpful for you, you can drop the chin down towards the chest, bring the shoulders back slightly, and find the length in the back of the neck. So just hold here for a moment, and then very gently, we'll rotate right ear over to right shoulder. Oh, my neck just popped, wow. Other way, left ear to left shoulder, and just kind of go side to side, releasing that tension in that upper area. And again, if it helps to visually think of anything you're releasing, you can kind of imagine just setting those stressors down just for the time being. Take this time for you. Good. And then if it helps, you can just kind of roll your shoulders back. And then maybe a couple times forward. When I work with groups of teachers, I'll, open it up for Q&A at the end, and we often share a lot just about stressors and how we feel it in our bodies. And one teacher said after an hour-long meeting with her district that she noticed in the car her triceps and biceps were sore, and she said, I was basically holding myself for the entire meeting. So by the time she got to her car, she felt like she had been kind of, constricted that whole time and just tensed up. So it's good to bring some kind of tension to the body and just do that check-in periodically throughout the day. I'll just kind of stop myself. I used to set alarms in my phone just to say check-in or deep breath or, anything like that. But now I just kind of do it spontaneously. And these practices are considered formal practices, but the real meditation is out there, right, in the world. And those opportunities to check in with yourself are your gifts to yourself throughout the day, right? That's your check-in time. That's you going, how am I doing right now? Just as we would with, am I hungry? Do I need to eat something right now? Do I need a glass of water? Practice asking yourself what it is that you need. And even just a shortened version of this body scan practice can be helpful. Anytime before I hop on, a conference call or I work with a client in a session, I do a shortened version of this, which is just 2 feet seat. I anchor my 2 feet below me. So I uncross my legs and just kind of feel the ground beneath me. It's very, very anchoring for me. It just kind of gives me that, okay. Notice the seat beneath you, and then maybe just drop your shoulders. And I always picture, dropping my shoulders and opening my chest, heart space area, and then deep breath in, right? And that takes all of 5-10 seconds. So these little mini check-ins throughout the day can be a perfect opportunity to just kind of check in. And you'll notice as time has gone on, my voice has kind of slowed, my breath has slowed, the tone is a little bit different. I think it just, for me, it almost feels like a weighted blanket, right? Just this really grounding sensation that I get from it. So take good care of yourselves. I hope this was a beneficial practice. There are plenty of YouTube videos out there too if you want a longer 30-minute version of the body scan. And John Kabat-Zinn is kind of considered the godfather of mindfulness. He's got some great body scan practices. So just go to YouTube and plug in, bedtime body scan practice, and you'll find several there. And then one of the books that I absolutely love, this was gifted to me by my sister Molly. It's called The Art of Stopping Time. And it has on day 56 a progressive relaxation. So it'll actually walk you through this, which is kind of nice if you're interested in learning more about the practice. And it's all rooted in neuroscience. So it's not just, wow, this feels great. We're actually changing our brain and how that affects our speech, how it affects our thoughts, how it affects how we really move in the world, right? How we move through our lives. So this can be done at any time of day, but obviously later in the day is nice because it kind of helps you wind down, right? Gives you that opportunity to kind of put the day away, do some deep breathing, notice any tension in the body, and then just kind of sink into that. So I hope you guys are all well. If you have any suggestions for future practices or anything that would be of benefit to you, I have a bit of an outline for each week of what I'd like to do. But if there's something that can help you in the moment, in your life, if you have kids, I know we all have our different challenges. So if there's a way I can help you meet that challenge with a short guided practice, I'd be happy to do that. So thank you guys for tuning in on Wellness Wednesday. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Bye-bye.